Y'all know what's about to go down. Shout out to Flock Nation. Shout out to Mike Florio. Let's get into this review, dog.
Talking about Mike Flores. Mike Flores.
Yeah, because we in the NFL, we play ball, not to take away from that team, but you can't just discredit us. We grown men, we got to feed our family. And he can have his opinion, but just don't be just talking like that. That's disrespectful. That's very disrespectful. But no, not to take away from the 49ers at all, because they're great all across the board, but we going to come to play as well. Our record not no fluke. We play ball, and we showed that, But he just need to just keep doing his job, but just don't just come off like that towards us. That's disrespectful, like I said, because he ain't putting them pads on. If he ain't putting them pads on, I feel like it would have been different for him. He wouldn't say that. He'd be respectful, But because I say that to say this, we respectful to our opponents. Our opponents was respectful to us. But a guy who not even playing against us just come out just being disrespectful. I guess he wanted more views on his little channel. We're going to leave it at that.
So, hey, if you don't know me, my name is Keith. I do Black Quarterback Series, and today we have Christmas games, Sunday night games, or Sunday games, and just everything that happened this week. And so we're going to start with the biggest game of the week. The Christmas night, Monday night game lived up to all the expectations. If you're a Ravens fan, lived up to all the expectations, and let's go ahead and get into it. So let's get the numbers out the way so we can keep it rolling. Lamar, MVP performance, 23 for 35, 252 yards, 2 touchdowns, 7 carries, 45 yards. Just ultimate game controller. Just controlled the game, did everything he needed to do, no turnovers, ran when he needed to run, passed when he needed to pass. Excellent defense on the back end. Only one big mistake, and the mistake wasn't even really his fault. The referee fell down, so that was really the only mistake that he had with the safety, and it just didn't matter. Didn't matter. Joe Buck even said it. Lamar was the best player on the field tonight. And I say offensively because defense was Kyle Hamilton. Hopefully speedy recovery, Kyle Hamilton. I'm going to give you guys the injury update. If I could find it, it'll be up here. They felt disrespected. They came out like they was disrespected because everybody said it was going to be a blowout. It did not be. It was a blowout, but it wasn't for the 49ers. So we have to start taking this Baltimore Ravens team seriously. We got to start taking this Baltimore Ravens team really serious. So, because I'm going to say something that we all know, everybody here knows. Baltimore is better than Kansas City. And they could go into Kansas City and win a playoff game. And we're going to get into Kansas City in a minute. But the way Kansas City looked, they don't want no parts of Baltimore. So, I'm not going to give Lamar all the credit. Like I said, I did give the defense. Shout out to Patrick Queen, Kyle Hamilton, number 44. I'm sorry, I keep blanking on your name. Just an all around great performance from I think the AFC representatives in the Super Bowl. But you got to go do it. You beat everybody, and I say beat everybody because I'm not really tripping off the Dolphins like that. I think we'll get the number 1 seed. We can beat the Dolphins. You got to go do it. You got to go. You passed almost every regular season test now. You got to go beat. You got to finish. You don't even got to win against Pittsburgh, but you got to finish. You got to finish this season strong. Excellent game by Baltimore. Excellent game by Lamar. Taking shots at whatever his name is, that said that they were going to get blown out and it was going to be an ass kicking. They took that personally, and I love that they took that personally. But you haven't done nothing. Job's not finished. In the words of the great Kobe Bryant, job's not finished yet. Job's not finished yet, as you can see. And so it was just such a great game to watch. It was Christmas. Had my family over. We watched the game. It was so fun. It was so fun. Shout out to Baltimore. Shout out to Lamar. Shout out to the NFL for putting on a great product. And so I posted a video earlier. I'm recording this Tuesday morning. I posted this video earlier that later on that day. So Brock Purdy is not the MVP, and you saw that he was not MVP last night. 4 interceptions, just looked completely outmatched against a really, really good football team. They're not used to getting punched in the mouth. They're normally used to doing the punching in the mouth. The bully got bullied yesterday. Bully got bullied. That's all I can say. Great defense. It was an AFC North type of game. And it was a punch thrown. You got to pull on your trench strap if you're going to play in the AFC North. And the 49ers did that. Don't get me wrong. 49ers defense came to play. But they just wasn't Baltimore. They just wasn't Baltimore. They're going to go in the lab. I expect the 49ers to reel off another winning streak. I'm not sitting. Don't take what I'm posting and what I'm saying about Brock Purdy as like he's not a good quarterback. He's a good quarterback. But the MVP talk was what was ridiculous for me. So, great game. Great game. I had so much fun watching it. Great game. So, we're going to get into a couple of the other two games. We're going to talk about the Sunday night games now. Or we're going to talk about the Sunday games first, and then we're going to come back to Christmas. So, we're going to get into the Dallas game. If you see me looking over or anything, I'm watching the Chiefs game. So if you see me looking over doing anything crazy, that's why. So we're gonna go with the Dallas game. This was the first game I actually looked at Dak Prescott and I was like, wow, he's special. This is a special guy here. So he was 20 for 32, 253 yards, 2 touchdowns. CeeDee Lamb had a day. He did most of his damage in the fourth quarter. But needless to say, he still had a good day. The offensive line really caused him to lose this game. It was a couple bad checks there. The right tackle, no, that'd have been left tackle, was just, I don't know what he was doing. He just was getting killed. Or not killed, but it had to be a miscommunication. I guess he had a chip or like, I'm not sure what he was doing. It's like he didn't know Nick Chubb was on the other side. And Nick Chubb made life very, very hard. There was a couple times there that if Nick Chubb was blocked, they might go in there to score. And speaking of scoring, that first drive, I think it was like 6-7 minutes, and then he ended up fumbling at the goal line, ended up being the game. I think they win the game if they actually score right there. That changes the complexion of the whole game. So, needless to say, it was a great game by Dallas. Poor defense. It was a couple things. Poor defense and the offensive line play. Those two things were the biggest things that killed Dallas today. And they still ended up only losing by a field goal. So the outlook on Dallas right now is they're probably going to have to go on the road and play somebody. Unless the Eagles just completely fall off the map. And I think even with that, I don't think there's any way that they get the division. So, but what I saw from Dallas today was encouraging. What I saw from Miami, it was regular Miami. They get up and down the field. But Miami, actually, if you want to flip it if Miami could have won, Miami could have, if they would have cashed in on some of these field goals, if they would have turned some of these field goals into touchdowns, they could have ran away with the game. I mean, it literally probably could have been like 35-15 at one point. But Miami kept getting field goals, and their kicker was just all world yesterday. So, good game. Dallas lost. Miami escaped with a win. And I think Dallas will be fine. If they lose next week, then we'll have to have a real conversation. But I think Dallas will be fine. I'm not too concerned. Dak played awesome. And so everybody knows it was Christmas Eve Sunday. So I didn't really get a chance to watch this game. But then I went back and watched it post-game or when they put it online. It was 7-3 at halftime, and I said, this game is going to be a dumpster fire. Let me go ahead and not watch it. I turned the game back on. It's 23-26. I have no idea how something like that happened. So, and then I went to go look. Russell Wilson and Denver just completely fell apart in the third quarter. Like, I don't even have all the miscues. I know it was fumbles and just bad play. Now they did end up getting back in the game and making it close, and took the lead at one point. But Bailey Zappi played out of his mind, and almost what could have gone wrong went wrong for them. Now, if the Chiefs lose, they probably still have a chance, but I think it's pretty much over. I think the season is over for them, but obviously we're going to keep talking about them. But I think this might have been the nail in the coffin for them. Russell Wilson was 25 for 37, 238 yards, and 2 touchdowns. So he kind of did what he was supposed to, but like, I don't know. There's something about this Denver team. I'm just not sure. I'm just not sure. I had faith in them, then I didn't have faith in them, then I had faith in them again, and just I don't know. It's gonna be interesting to do the deep dive with them at the end of the season. So I just don't know. It was a really weird game, in my opinion. It was a really weird game. And so we're going to get Kyler Murray and Justin Fields out the way. Kyler Murray played okay, did Kyler Murray things. Like I told y'all a while ago, I'm not really tripping off Kyler Murray. I just want to see normal improvements. He looked like Kyler Murray. 24 for 38, 230 yards, a touchdown. Now, Justin Fields is the guy I'm impressed with. I don't know why I didn't go look at his rushing yards on my sheet, but he was 15 for 27, 170 passing yards, a touchdown and interception. And I'm sure he had like 60 to 70 passing yards. You guys will see it before I will. They went up 21-0, and it was over from there. They look like a real football team. That defense is much improved. Justin Fields kind of, I don't want to say this because I said this before and he fell off the face of the earth. He kind of looks like he's turning a corner a little bit, maybe by like that much. He's turning the corner by like that much. He's probably trying to prove himself for another team because I don't think Chicago is keeping him. So, but this is good Justin Fields. He ran when he was supposed to. They're embracing the run. Herbert had 20 carries for 120 something. Oh no. They're embracing the run. Herbert had 20 carries for 112 yards and a touchdown. And Komet, I hope I'm saying his name right. He actually found a guy. He was 107 yards receiving on 4 receptions. So now they did beat another really, really bad team. Both of these teams are terrible. But the Bears actually look like a football team. You couldn't say that at the beginning of the season. We're going to get to Young and Jordan Love. I'm really disappointed in Love. 17 for 28, 219 yards, 2 touchdowns. You're up 30-16 with 10 minutes to go in the game. You got to close that door. If you want to be Aaron Rodgers, you have to close that door. Now you'd be like, he's Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is not like that, blah, blah, blah. But Aaron Rodgers did it in the regular season. He might not do it in the postseason, but Aaron Rodgers would do it in the regular season. So you got to progress. Like I don't like what I saw from Aaron. I don't like what I saw from Jordan Love this game, especially in that fourth quarter. But Aaron Jones actually did have a good day. I was talking to my uncle the other day. He's a Green Bay fan. He was very concerned with the running game. 21 carries, 127 yards. They look pretty good, you know. They still ultimately won by that much when they should have just outright won. Like I said, it was 30-16 against a Carolina team that had no business even being in this game. So, but the reason they were in this game is because Bryce Young actually looked like Alabama Bryce. He was 23 for 36, 312 yards, 2 touchdowns. DJ Chark, he went 99 overall in the fourth quarter. It was crazy. 6 receptions, 98 yards, 2 touchdowns. Like I said, it shouldn't have been close. The Panthers ran out of time, and Love got outplayed by a rookie. So, those are some of the things that I took away from this game. Like I said, neither team is probably making the playoffs, but it's interesting to see young guys if they improve and all that good stuff. So, I'm gonna kick it over to Future Keys, and I'll see you guys later. And so we're back on the Christmas game. So we're gonna do Jalen then Pat. So my problem with Jalen is that, bro, you got to close out games. You can't keep lingering. You can't keep having teams linger around. Now, I know it's a divisional game, so you throw out the records. But you got to finish. You have to finish. Yeah, you guys won, and Tyrod Taylor put on a good performance. His numbers will be here. But that team shouldn't hang around with y'all. They had no business being on the field with y'all like that. You got to finish. I'm not confident in the Eagles like I used to be. I used to say Eagles can win games like this and da-da-da, but I'm nervous about the Eagles going. I'm kind of like with the Eagles where I am with Kansas City. I could see them making a Super Bowl, but I don't think it's likely now, especially with every other team in their conference raising their game for the most part. You got to play better. Here's Jalen's numbers. I wasn't able to get Jalen's numbers. You got to play better. You have to play better because this effort is just not going to win you in the playoffs. You're going to go home early if this is the type of performance you guys are going to put out. So I know you guys, you don't have your offensive coordinator no more and all that, but you have to play better. You got to play better. You're reeling towards the end of the season. You be like, Keith, they still won, but yeah, you can beat the 49ers with that type of effort. But did you see what not the 49ers, I'm sorry. You can beat the Giants when you put out that type of effort. But did you just see what the 49ers was doing? They look completely outclassed, and I would think they still played a pretty decent game. The 49ers are going to beat the Eagles in the playoffs if the Eagles put out that type of effort. And so we have the last game of the day. Patrick Mahomes, here's his numbers. I really have to say, it's the same thing I say about the Eagles. You have to finish. You got to finish. And there are some glaring issues. We can say the receivers and this and that and that and that, right? Pat has to play better. Mahomes has to play better. Point blank, period. We can blame the receivers and we can blame this and we can blame that and blame that. But at the end of the day, Patrick has to play better. Did not play his best game today. Now, granted, he did have offensive line problems. Crosby and them guys was getting to him and making his life miserable. I do understand that. But you got to make plays. And he did for the most part. But he's trying to overcome a lot. I think he's overthinking it. I think Kelsey has too much going on right now. You can have a social life, but it seems like it's affecting his football. You just got to be better. You just got to be better. I'm the only reason I'm even saying this because they have championship pedigree. I expect them to get it together, and I expected them to be in the AFC Championship game ultimately where they lose to Baltimore. But would I be surprised if they got knocked out in the first round because they're going at this point they're going to have to go on the road and play probably the Dolphins on the road, maybe in the second round. So we'll see. We've never seen them in a road game. They don't look very good right now. So there's no possibility of them missing the playoffs. That would be just crazy if they missed the playoffs. I don't see that happening. But yeah. So I don't know. I just don't even know if to make the Chiefs. It looks like a downward spiral. But I think they'll get it together and make a deep run. So that's all I got for you guys. Real crazy week. Real crazy week. We'll get back to more of a regularly scheduled program next week. And I'll talk to you guys next week. Merry Christmas. Peace.